Hi, crafters. This is quite the morning. Do not mind the band-aid. I just had a little mishap in my craft room right as I was setting up for this. So that's what that's about. I'm fine. It's just a little bit of a crafty accident, if you will. Okay, I have a lot of really fun things to show you here today. This is going to be live streamed onto my personal channel and also to the Pajama Crafter Stamps channel. So, you know what would be really neat? If you popped over to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel, I did link it in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. And if you would not mind going ahead and subscribing, that would be so amazing because there is a new design team on Pajama Crafter Stamps, and it is the video design team. So check out who we've got going on. So we've got Joy, one of the owners from Pajama Crafter Stamps. Fantastic crafter. If she comes on, she most likely will be doing lives. And then there's myself. Oops, there I am. Hello. And then Annie, who's been with the video team since this summer. And then we have 5 new people. And I mean, every single one of the people that I'm showing here today are all really unique crafters. Everyone crafts differently, which makes it so special. So there's Annie, like I said, and then there's Carrie, and there's Cheryl, also known as the Artsy Island Girl. And there's Dana, also known as Divine Goddess Cards, Tiffany, and also Von Marie. So there is some really amazing designers on our team. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to see them all. Everyone has something special. And right now on the channel, on the Pajama Crafter Stamps channel, there's already videos from those fantastic designers. So you're going to want to check them out after we're done here today. So tomorrow is launch day. If you do not know, Pajama Crafter Stamps typically launches on Fridays. So today's Thursday. Happy Thursday. I'm home from teaching kindergarten on a Thursday. So this is the time where my home is quiet and I can do lives, but I am going to be doing a giveaway in this video. So stay tuned for that. And if you were watching on the replay, unfortunately, you can't be part of the giveaway. But if you're watching on a replay this weekend, there will be a hop on Instagram. So you're going to want to pop over to Instagram this weekend and hop along and see more amazing products from the design team. So definitely want to check that out, and there will be a giveaway for that hop. So that is what we have for the replay crew. Hello to everyone coming in. I think it's so sweet that everyone's saying hello in the chat. It's fantastic. So there's just a little reminder about the new hop. And then I will be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned. That won't be until probably I'm finished with the card, but hang in there with me. Maybe you're just crafting, or maybe you are working from home and just having something on in the background. I totally get that. So anyway, I will be doing that giveaway later in the video. But let's talk about some things that I want to highlight, and then also some sneaky peeks, because we love a sneaky peek. My sweatshirt is full of Copic markers. I was wondering, what is that rustling sound? Copic markers in my sweatshirt. I can't. Okay. Well, firstly, I would love to show you some stencils. Now, these 3 are not new this Friday. They are actually available right now on the website, but they are fantastic and they're new-ish. So I felt like, why not give them a little screen time here today? If you're into things spiders or Halloween, this one is called Twin Terrors. It's really cute. A little bit spooky as well. There's some great examples from the design team on the website. If you just look for this one, Sunburst stencil. I haven't even put this back in the package because I have been creating with this a whole bunch and really enjoying using this. I think a sunburst, or really anything that has rays like this, I'm all about. So like I said, it hasn't even gone back in the packaging, and I've made several cards with it. So be sure to check out my Instagram, Stationery by Justine, and you can see some of those coming up. Now, this one I think is really cool. This is the Woven Warmth stencil. It has this beautiful knit pattern on there, which just gives you all the cozy feels. So I really enjoy using this one. And this stencil I am going to use in my hop card for tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Moving right along, some fun things I'm going to use on my project today that are not new, but they're fantastic. I'm going to use the mini wobblers, which are going to make my characters wobble and be so, so cute. I'm using these embellishments, which are called Diamonds or Girls' Best Friends, or Diamonds Are Girls' Best Friends, something like that. I do have it linked down below, but they're just really gorgeous rhinestones. And for the price, it's ridiculously amazing. I love it. These are border dies from Pajama Crafter Stamps. So the stitch scalloped border dies, these were just recently on a sale. Like, I think they were $5. So now they are $7.99, but a $5 sale is always great. So be sure to follow the Pajama Crafter Stamps on the socials so you may get a chance to look at those deals. Now, this is the stamp set I will be giving away. Again, this one is not new, but it's a good one. It is very uplifting, and I thought, why not uplift somebody and give them this as a giveaway, and then they can uplift others. Isn't that fun? All righty. It's a little preachy there, but anyway. Okay, are you ready for the new stamp sets? I'm going to show you two. Aren't these really cool? Here you go, a little sneak peek. Now, I know I have a whole bunch of lights on, so I'm going to try to adjust the plastic so you can see. This one is Woodland Christmas Eve stamps. I'm going to be using these little critters down here and make a cute little scene. And I will be pairing some flashcards with these characters. So you're going to want to check that out. And then I wanted to show this stamp set. Isn't this gorgeous? This will be the stamp set I'm using on my hop project tomorrow. It is the Citrus and Scarlet Blooms. And it is so gorgeous and a joy to color. I really spent time coloring my image for my hop card and tried to focus on Copic coloring and getting those highlights where they need to be. So I am so very excited. All right, now I said I'm going to be pairing my card today with some flashcards, so that is exciting. I wanted to highlight two flashcard packs that are on the Pajama Crafter Stamps shop right now because Christmas time is kind of coming up, and why not grab these for some last minute Christmas cards? This one is holidays, so there's Christmas, Hanukkah, and then more of like a happy holidays on the bottom here. This one is just kind of all over with Christmas, and there's like a little bit of religious there. There's some backgrounds. There's some fun sentiment ones. I'm going to use this one that says Christmas wishes. So sorry for all the chatting, but I'm trying to keep her moving. All right, pattern paper. Now, I'm not going to show you all of the pattern paper that's coming out tomorrow because I would love for you to check out their website tomorrow, but there are these two that are new-ish to the shop that have come out this fall, and I just wanted to highlight them because I think they're really great. This one is very football and sports and fall, and it's really perfect for some of those end of the season cards that you might be giving out to coaches or to captains or to maybe grandkids or children, whoever plays football that you want to give a happy card to. There's this, and then there's also a football sentiment or a football stamp set out there that you could also grab to pair with this. And then this one is the Spooky Sorbet Halloween, and orange and pink and black. It goes so well together. I really, really like, I'm going to flip that over. I really, really like this one. I haven't used it on a card yet, but I'm so excited to. But this one with this, and then like a very bold black. Oh, it's so pretty. And these papers are great for hot foiling on. Yep, you can hot foil on these. Oh, I'm so sorry for hitting the camera. My apologies. Okay, to show you a little sneak peek, because that's what we're here to do today. We're here to create and do a sneak peek. This is the Taupe Tidings paper pack. Can you even? Browns and creams and taupe, very, very in for this season. So here we have a good look at all of them, and I'll just kind of fan through them as we go. Some of them are upside down because, yep, I have dove into this pack already and explored around a little bit. But there's some great Christmas trees and just great wintry scenes. You could certainly use these for winter style cards as well as the holidays. So you can kind of bring that through out the holidays. And I am just loving these. Now, want to know something cool about this paper? It's double-sided. Yup. You can do fun folds with this paper. Oops, that one is already flipped over. But it's just so cool. And I will be doing a fun fold next month when I am live on the Pajama Crafter Stamps channel. Won't that be fun? Hope you join me. I was going to do that today, although plans have changed. All right, well, I think it's time to start our project, shall we? Thank you for bearing with me for about 10 minutes. Now, I am going to wait to pick my pattern paper to match my project until I'm finished Copic coloring, because I do have a lot of different colors here today that I want to kind of keep in mind. So I'm going to keep this kind of in the corner so I can reference it. But I have some browns that I'm going to color and some taupey colors for the critters' clothes, and some really cool blues. And then I'm going to use that badger because, hello, adorable. I have some warm tones for the rabbit, and we'll get to crafting. Okay, where did I set that now? Where are you, bunny? Okay, well, it will appear. Oh, there it is. Hello. Oh, and I'm also going to pair my card with these die cut pieces. Now, these are also from Pajama Crafter Stamps, so I wanted to just show you these because I think that it's great for adding some texture to projects, and they're not new, but they're fantastic. So it's this little pine die, and I do have it linked down below. It is very reasonable for this die, and it is just so delicate, and I just love how it die cuts it out. And I did not even use nice paper for this. It is white core, which I don't love white core cardstock, but I think it's I don't know, the die made it look good. That's my point. There's also this die that's also from, how many times am I going to say also? But there is this die that is very beautiful and delicate. Here it is. Die cut out. If I can reach it. Come on, girl. Here it is. Isn't that just so beautiful and delicate? I think that's gorgeous. So I'm actually going to make some fun little treat boxes with this one because I am going to be crafting with some friends and just enjoying some crafty time later this month. So that will be so very much fun. Words today, you know? Alrighty, well, let's dive into my card. So like I said, I am going to use a flashcard for part of my background. So it was already printed and already ready for me. It came from this pack, the Christmas Wishes flashcards. Now, before we continue, I just need to highlight what is a flashcard because these are not something that everyone knows about, and I think you should know about them. So it says here, the flashcards are a crafter's best friend. They can be used as is, like this. You can ink blend on them. You can foil them. So that would be with toner foil. So think the opposite of glimmer hot foil, but you still get that beautiful shiny result. And you're going to use that with the laminators or like a Mink machine. And you can even stamp right onto it. And you can use them for full panels if you want. Some of these backgrounds would be perfect for that. But basically, they're fantastic. That's all you need to know. And they are so easy to use because they are part of it is done for you. I did not have to stamp that or die cut out and glue little pieces, which we love. doing that sometimes, but sometimes you just want to craft, you know? All right, I'm going to take this nesting die from my stash and just simply die cut this out with this die. This is just like a scallop tag die. And then I'm going to use my border dies that I just had out before and make a little snowbank. I'm just going to peep at the comments. Oh, I see a lot of the teams in here too. Thanks for joining me. I know a midday live is not as popular as evening times because I do know a lot of people do work on Thursdays. Totally get it. So I appreciate you joining me. Anyone who's here today. Okay, I'm going to set that off to the side and grab that border die. I'm not really in a rush, so if you want to pop in, pop out, whatever works. We're just going to make a card and enjoy it. So for this one, I wanted to use the one that was like scalloped and pretty with the die cut out. This one says happy birthday too. So cool. But I'm going to use this one. You can tell I love it because I didn't even take the time to put the paper out from the last time I used it, which was Monday, not even that long ago. All right. And then, yes, I'm going to die cut this first because I'm going to stencil the top. I got big plans today, you know? Okay. So if it's a snowbank, I want it to be bumpy on the top. So I'm going to have it going this way. And we'll make it kind of a sloped snowbank. For drama, for fun. Thanks for joining me. And again, hello to the replay people who are watching this in the future. How's your day going in the future? And if you do have any comments about anything that I'm using here today, just either write it in the chat, maybe write like all caps question or something, and I will try to see that. Right now, it's just me here today, so doing what I can. All right, so that is all die cut and ready to go. Just gonna pop this. I'm just gonna put this on here so I can probably see the chat a little bit better. Bear with me, please. Let me know from this stamp set, though, in the chat, which animal would you be most excited about coloring first? Would it be the bear or the badger or the rabbit? But I mean, how cute is this the cookies and such? There's a card coming out from the design team very soon that someone used all these little stamps and made a really fun background paper. And I think that is just so cool. So I'm just over the moon about, I don't know. I'm so excited about the new team. So there is that. So let's dive right in. I have the comments. About the new team, there it is. Here I am. Again, thank you for being patient with me. Per usual. All righty. Okay, I see you in the chat now. I see the hearts. Thank you. All right. Well, I would love to use the stencil because I love the stencil. Yep, I do jazz hands a lot too. I don't know why. I just do. Okay. So we're going to put it like this. This is just a sticky mat. Clearly, I love it because it's very well used. I'm going to put it right about here. And, you know, the sky is not knit, but in my crafty world, the sky is going to have a knit background. How fun is that? Super fun. So we'll just stick that down. Super simple. And then we're going to go ahead with some ink blending. Thought I had my blues. Yep, here they are. You know, I might not even put ink on this because I want it to be very subtle. So it will be looking like a winter sky. Actually, hold on. We're going to do this. I'm going to use my ink blender and then just ink this, and whatever's on here is going to get onto my project as it is. And this will just help the sky to look kind of soft and blue. And then I'm going to go over what I have just put down with the stencil. I don't know, should I make it wonky? No, I feel like the lines are going to be messing with people's heads if I make it wonky. I'm going to offset it though, because that seems right. And then this part will be darker. So it will look a little mysterious, which is definitely not Christmassy, but it works. At least we're going to just say it's going to work. I think I'm going to use Mermaid Lagoon and just really be gentle with it. I think that's probably all the ink I'm going to put on. And I'm just going to tap it out first so it's not too saturated and just blendy, blendy, blendy. Hi, I see a few more people have joined. Hello, hello. All right, like I said, this stencil is not new, but it is a good one. All right, we'll take it off. Oh, look how subtle that is. I just, so good. And then my little character is going to have a little bit of some blue, either the blue trousers or a blue dress, a blue coffee mug, something blue to kind of tie it all together. All right, and then that will be my little scene for my people to go on. And I probably should put some kind of paper behind that so it is solid, but we'll get to there when we get there. Oh, a winter scene. Super cute. All right, I'm going to start with the bunny because I don't know why. I just have her out. And you might notice some tape on my markers. I have blue polka dot tape here because this is polka dot tape that tells me that these are my markers when I craft with other people and friends. My friend has red polka dots, but I use the teal one. And then anytime I have this yellow tape on is just a warning to myself to take off both caps. If you've watched my videos before, you know I'm not the best at marker maintenance. And anything that has a double or that has this yellow tape on there is going to be a warning to me that the marker is very juicy. So I take off both caps just to hopefully keep things from getting blotching out. Hasn't happened in a while, but I would love for that to not happen today on a live stream. So I am using the warm grays. That was W7. Here's W5. And just making it darker where there's some shadows or where there would be a little bit of the light kind of hiding. It's a very dark bunny, but that's a-okay. It's kind of like that mouse gray. So cute. I think we're going to give her a little pink nose because adorable. Here's another one that is a juicy marker, so I'm just going to take both caps off. That is the warm gray. Hello. Someone says they're new here. Crafty Adventure. Welcome. Like I said, go over to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel if you have not subscribed to them. And maybe you are watching from their channel and subscribe to their channel. We have a great new team, a bunch of fresh inspiration. It's not just going to be myself and a few people, so it'll be a bigger team. And like I said, there's just going to be lots of inspiration. It'll be great. So great. Okay, where is my red? R20 is a marker that I use a lot for noses and cheeks. It's just called Blush, and it's very cute. And I don't know, how do you feel if you're watching this? How do you feel about giving critters pink cheeks when they have fur? I don't know. I go back and forth about it. I think the pink cheeks are just endearing and so very cute. But realistically, when they have fur, it's not going to show up, right? Am I nuts? I don't know. It's all just very cute, but I would love to know what you do. So let me know. I'm also going to put this R20 in the ear, just a little bit. A hair for the hair. Yep, I went there. Okay. Can you tell we're working on some rhyming things in kindergarten? All right. This is Badger. Hello, Badger. I wrote on there very lightly color to remind myself that the badger has stripes that go on its face that are white on the bottom and the top of its head. So this part will be darker, and then the body will be darker as well. So I'm going to leave the bottom part fairly light because that is the white stripe on the badger's face that we can see. And then the top, this is the most friendly badger I've ever encountered. Luckily, I have been safe and not encountered badgers in real life. I have heard that they are banana pancakes crazy, you know? Here's C5, which is my next darkest color. And with my lighter color, my last one, C3, I'm just going to kind of give the fur texture. So I think that is called bleaching out the color. I don't know. I'm not the best at Copics, but you know, if you don't try and practice, you're never going to get better. So here we are, trying to practice and getting better. At least that's the goal. Kat says she likes pink cheeks and noses. I might have to add a pink cheek onto my badger because he has a lighter face and it just would make him look extra cute, I think. Blendy, blendy, blendy. And try not to get my color onto the cheeks. I am going to color the white areas because even though it's white on the critter in real life, it's not really ever white. You know, it's like when you buy paint. There's 100 different shades of the same color. And that is what we're going to do here. Because if I leave it white, it will just look a little unfinished, I think. So I am going to do that. All right, I'm just kind of dotting my marker to give a little bit of that fur texture. We'll see if it works out in the end. I don't know. Maybe. A little more on the face. Blend out that line a little. All right, pink cheeks and a pink nose for you, little badger. I'm going to use C0 for the white areas, just as a little shadow. Nothing too crazy. That's probably good. Don't want to overdo it. Give a little pink nose. And then the pink cheeks, I remember watching a video that Joy did, and instead of just doing one dot, you kind of blend it. If you've ever seen me in person, maybe you were at Paperganza and oh my, I had pink cheeks galore. It's not just a dot. It's kind of all over. So that was the look that we were going for this. And by the way, at Paperganza, I had gotten sunburn the day before, so I was extra brown or extra red. It was weird. Okay, but I had a fun time. For his trousers, I'm going to go in with this color, which is ice blue, and just kind of outline and then highlight the areas that are probably shadowed a little bit. Like that. And then we'll give his suspenders that dark color as well. Yes, I had a little mistake there with my coloring, but it's fine. And I think because I did that, I'm going to make his suspenders. No, not that color. Maybe we'll do them dark green. Maybe we'll match the pine a little bit. Make him look a little more Christmassy than just icy blue. Perfect. All right, and then we'll just grab blue 00. I think will look nice with this. This is frost blue, perfect for a frosty trouser look. Kind of has a little bit of green to it, even though it is not a BG. Interesting. And then blue or B01, this is mint blue. And this is a little bit of a mid-tone. Whoops. I'm going to have to go over the last color then and make that my light one. No problem. It's just pants, you know. You don't need to stress about it. This is Cool Shadow Blue-Green 10. And this will definitely be that greeny color. I really don't want to highlight that part of his pants. So we'll go back in with this lighter blue, the frost, and then just tone that down a little. There we go. Perfect-ish. Perfect-ish. That's what we go for. Okay. My little bunny is going to hold the coffee, and the little guy is going to hold the present. So if he's going to be wearing blue pants, she's going to have the blue coffee cup. So I have a frosty blue color cup. Color cup? Coffee cup. I think I need more coffee. And then we'll do the lighter one. And we'll go around. And then for the candy cane, I'm going to use the light pink that I used on the cheeks and noses, just so it's still kind of giving that nod to the Christmas candy cane, but not bright red, because I don't want it to I don't know. I don't want it to cause all the eyes to go to the candy cane, because it's just a little piece of the whole visual. All right, my bunny, this little bunny is going to be wearing brown. So, I'm not sure about which brown I should use yet. I think I'm going to go more for the very light tones, because I want it to kind of go with my paper. So far, the warm grays look amazing with this paper. So I'm wondering if I should go with almost like this one, the E15, and then go over and blend some of it with the warm grays, just to kind of make it look a little bit more muted, but still have that brown color. Worst comes to worst is I can just grab a different bunny, or we can just go with it. But I do use a scan and cut, so I do have, I think, 7, 8 bunnies already stamped and die cut out. Love that. I love having stamps and such all ready to go. So when I'm feeling creative and want to start making, I can just grab a stamped image that's already ready to go. Whoa, this marker is super dry, and I think I hate that color on here. So we're just going to put that one away and try to blend it out a little bit more with this warm gray again. And I don't know if this is going to turn green, because it's kind of looking that way, but we'll just see what happens, you know. Worst comes to worst, we'll just put white polka dots over her little outfit, and then she'll have like a tie-dyed background of taupe and beige, and she'll have some polka dots. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, would it? No. It's okay. It's just paper. It's just ink. Okay. I'm telling myself more than anything. Now, I did go out of the lines. We're all surprised. And so I'm going to use my colorless blender just to tidy things up a little bit. It's not really the perfect eraser, but for alcohol markers, it does do the job pretty well. Ooh, Sharon says, when I want to highlight the eyes or cheeks or nose, I use a very small rhinestone or pearl. Ooh, that's a fantastic idea. Maybe I'll put rhinestones on her dress. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to save some of my coloring here with a little bit of some gel pen, which my colorless blender just decided to leak everywhere. So I think we're just going to put white gel pen over that and pretend like I colored in the lines. Nothing happened. And then a little bit more on the collar too. I want to leave her collar kind of that bright white. No, that's going to look weird. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of some cool tones to that. Just a little. I don't want to go over where I had the gel pen because that won't be good for my Copic marker. I will be putting more of this pen on later. I'm going to put it there so I don't forget. And if I say, okay, I'm finished with this card and I forget to use the gel pen, just remind me and say, hey, wait a minute. What about the highlights? And then we'll know. All right, for this package, we're going to do dots, and we're going to make it look, we're going to use the cool tones because it's going to kind of coordinate with the badger. No, wait a minute. We're going to use the other colors because that's going to coordinate with the bunny's outfit. I'm going to use the warm grays then and use the darkest one we'll use the lightest one. And then I'm going to do polka dots on there. So this is W3. And that hopefully will kind of match the pattern paper. Another fun thing you can do with pattern paper and stamps, you can stamp onto the pattern paper and then you can fussy cut out certain areas. So you could actually fussy cut out part of the pattern paper for her little dress or for this present. And that's kind of a fun way to use your stamps and pattern paper too. And for those people who don't love coloring, that's fantastic to do. I enjoy coloring. I don't love coloring live because I get chatty and it is longer, and usually people aren't loving being here for too long. So I don't do it all that often on my channel, but this is what the occasion calls for, I think. So hopefully you're enjoying. All right, so now it's time to pick out that pattern paper. So which one should I do? I probably will have a few options, but then I'll have to have you help me figure it out. So I really did not want to pick one until I had my colors all done. I do like that one. Oh, that looks pretty too. Ooh, kind of polka dots like the present. These are all going to be great options, but I just want to pick 2 or 3, I think, and then have y'all vote on which one in the chat. Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to use a dark color in the background and then a light color on the front. So this is a potential background. And this is another potential background. You know, a lot of people have a lot of trouble using the pattern paper that they get in their stash, and they think, oh, it's just so pretty, I can't use it. This is just, you know, maybe a card for someone that you don't know or whatever, and you just hoard it. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but you know, you bought your craft supplies to use them, right? So you should use them. So we're going to use them today. All right, I have these 2 as my light option. So in the chat, if you would like me to use the polka dots and the trees, polka dots or the trees, we'll do the polka dots will be A or B. A or B. So let me know if you don't mind popping over to the chat, A or B. And then we'll have this be the coordinating. So what combination do you like best? the polka dots in the dark or the polka dots in the back. And I'll just pop my little critters kind of in the middle so you can see them and maybe match. What do you think? A or B? Whoa, there's a lot of A's. I did not expect that. Okay, well, I think A has won. That was super fast. Well done, everyone. Okay, so to make my layers, I'm going to have to die cut out a few things. I'm going to use that same size die that I used to cut out this area to get the background for my plate because I don't want this to be poking through. Well, you know, I suppose I could just pull it up. That would be an option if I'm not going to use a nesting die, but I am going to use a nesting die. So I need something in the back. Always looking for that shortcut, you know? How can we not use the die cutting machine 400 times in a video? Today we are. All right, so I'm using that same size with white cardstock and cutting that out. All right, and then we'll just pop that out. And then I'm going to take the next largest size from that die set and then die cut out the patterned paper. So that will be the lighter polka dot one. You even can use your pattern paper covers. So you could, once you're finished with the pattern paper pack, you could take this and use this strip. Just saying. Been there, done that. Looks great. We'll die cut this one out again with the beautiful polka dot background. It looks so snowy. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I like this paper so much that I'm going to, I don't like the word for it, but what I've heard others say is we're going to gut the paper. That just sounds disgusting, but I'm going to take the middle out, basically. That way I can use this whole area that's going to be covered up on this project, but I can use that area with another project in the future. And besides you watching this video, no one will know that that center is missing and empty. Let me know if you do that too. Oh, and I'm pretty sure it slid. Oh well, we're gonna make it work. Either that or we have to sacrifice more pattern paper, which would be tragic. Let's see. Yep, it slid. You know, I think we can make it work. We're good. We're good. But this is the result. So now I have this scrap for another project. Love that. And I have that for something else as well. All right, so we're getting our scene built here. I'm going to cut this down so I can have it be on the background. And I would love to tie in a little more blue. Well, the rhinestones are going to be sparkly, so that will be fine. But the background of it all, I'm going to grab some cardstock. Just a neutral cardstock. I just grabbed this cardstock from Hobby Lobby. Again, it's it's the white core. I don't love that, but it gets the job done, especially when you need a background piece, whatever. But it works. Too light. This might be not the pack I need. Oh, maybe this one. This is kind of greeny blue. Yeah, that'll do. There's also, okay, we're going to go on a tangent because we are. This is also new-ish to Pajama Crafter stamps. It is the metallic medley. Look at these. Just, oh, so gorgeous. And this one that looks kind of like a toolbox. So very cool. Love that. This one, I mean, these papers are just stunning with die cuts. So pretty. And this one, it looks like glitter, but no mess. So if you are a glitter hater out there, you can still be my friend, I promise, but this will give you the glitter look without the mess. I love glitter. And I'm just saying. All right, let's die cut out the backgrounds so we can assemble. We're getting there. We're getting there. So this will be an A2 sized card. I am just going to cut this way over here so I don't hit my camera. I'm going to cut this paper down to 5.5 by 4.25. So that will be my back. And then I'm going to cut this pattern paper a little bit smaller. So I'm going to cut this 4 inches by 5.25. I promise I will not hit the camera anymore because we're done cutting. Phew. We made it. We made it through. Isn't there a song about that? I don't know. I think there is. Okay, so there's my background, and this is what we're going to end up with. I'm going to show it to you, and then we're going to talk about the giveaway. I'm going to assemble, and then we should be all good to go. We'll finish the card, and then we'll do the giveaway. Oh, how fun. So that's the look, roughly, with embellishments. Okay, so let's talk about the giveaway before we move on. Oh, there's 20 people here today. Hello, hello. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give away, I showed it before, and perfect. I have lost it. Just kidding. Here it is. It's the UR stamp set from Pajama Crafter Stamps. And if you don't win, that's fine. You can certainly buy it for yourself right now on the website. I do have this one linked down below, but it's full of uplifting loveliness. So if you have any cards that you want to send to be an uplifting individual, you certainly can. So I do have that on the screen right now. So just put in the chat #stamp. And we're going to do a fun giveaway in just a few minutes. So there you have it. I'll set this here off to the side so you can kind of take a look at it as we go. But you can certainly win that if you are the winner. Obviously. And if you watched the last live I did on my own channel, Stationery by Justine, you saw the giveaway tool. It's so really fun and interactive. There's little confetti that flies, and I think that it will be a fun moment for all, but also fun for the winner, whoever that may be. And it's also a very fair way to do a giveaway because, oh, oops, that is not going to show very much. Well, it will be there in spirit. Very thin, but good still. Anyway, it's a very fair way to do a giveaway because it is completely random and the computer decides who wins. And then everybody has a chance. This is almost cutting my dark one off a little, but I know it's there, you know it's there, and it's there if you squint around the edge. Okay, we're going to assemble this part and then put it onto the card because I am going to be cutting some of the pine boughs down a little bit. So we're going to do that. Okay, get off of me. Glue. Pajama Crafters also sells Barely Art glue, which is what I put into my glue press. So I always encourage people to shop small businesses, even for things that you would maybe typically go other places for. somewhere out there in your craft room, you might be needing something kind of essential like card bases. They sell card bases. Just check it out. They have a great collection of products over there on their website. Oh, and they have this press pet. I have a frog. They have a pumpkin guy. They have a cat. They have a pig. I got the little froggy because I thought he was so very cute. We'll just keep him here. Why not? He's my little friend here today. I need a name for him too, by the way. So we'll see. So remember to put in the chat #stamp, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway. Let's see how many people have entered. I can view that. Ooh, 9. 9 people. 9 people would love this stamp. I'm telling you, you're going to want it. Oh, okay. After I do the giveaway, I'm going to show you a project that I made with it that I really, really love. And it was one of my Craft Roulette cards. Shout out if you love Craft Roulette. Let me know in the chat. I love Craft Roulette. I just love how fun and expressive it all is. And it really helped my creativity just boom and blossom once I started doing their weekly challenges. And card people are the best people. They are just so sweet and so kind. And I adore it. I really do. So, oopsie, there we go. Also, Pajama Crafters Stamps is sometimes a spin sponsor for them, and they do giveaways on Pajama Crafters Stamps for Craft Roulette. So that's always fun to be on the lookout for. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Craft Roulette is a card making game show. I was on it in June, had a blast. And I participate in the weekly challenges. So you might see some wacky fun cards on my channel or on my Instagram every once in a while. And it might be a Craft Roulette card, but the one I'm going to show you at the end of this is super elegant. And I think you will like it. I'm going to go with 5 pine clusters because that makes sense to me. Okay, and then we'll put our little bunny friend here. Maybe we'll have her kind of like in. No, that's weird. She doesn't need to be in there. What is she doing in the woods? Get out of the woods, you bunny. All right. Oh, by the way. So if you don't know, I'm a kindergarten teacher and I teach in a school that's in the city. We'll just call it that. And there is this crazy dog that lives next door, but there's this adorable little bunny. And almost every single morning when I pull up into the parking lot, this bunny is just living his best life, mowing on the clover still. There's still green grass here in Minnesota. It's ridiculous, but also not bad because it's kind of nice for driving when it's not snowing a whole ton. But yeah, this bunny is always there every morning. And I have named him Peter because, hello, Peter Rabbit. And that bunny has become my little friend. But I think this bunny is a lady bunny. So maybe we'll call her something else. All right. These guys are so happy and full of cheer. But I do want to just pop them up with some foam because I love dimension on cards. And it's just so easy to do it. So why not? All right, a present for you, Mr. Badger, and a coffee cup for you, Miss Rabbit. Ms. Rabbit. There we go. All right, that is looking fantastic, I think. And then we're just going to pop this panel up too because, frankly, I have my foam out and ready, and I think it will just add a little extra oomph to the project. Then we'll do some white gel pen and embellishments. And then the giveaway. Oh, there's a lot of love in the chat for the 3D paper cutter, which is what I would consider the scan and cut. Yeah. All right, they'll just pop that on there. Oh, this is just way cute. And this is not what I woke up planning to make today, but I am happy with how this is turning out. I think I might just add this rogue pine branch back on to the card somewhere because it's kind of sad all by itself. I'm just going to give it a nice edge with the scissors and add some glue. This would be a great die to use the Rip and Stick sticky paper on the back of, but I have just added glue to the stem area and then just gone ahead. You guys, this has been a card that I have made the entire card without my reverse tweezers. Are you kidding me? I did not think that was possible. Apparently it is. Okay, that is crazy. I just thought of it with putting that one on. All right, I am going to give her polka dots because that's adorable. It might look like snow is on her as well. That's very possible. Okay, it's okay. I don't love that, but it's okay. It's in a just okay time, as one of my comedian friends that I watch online says. Just okay. And then a little bit of some highlights for the present and for the cup. I love that. I love this bold sentiment on the bottom too. It's just so strong and I just like that a lot. All right, where are my embellishments? Oh, you guys, I was going to do the wobblers. Okay, I think I can do it. I might. All right, we're going to bust out the reverse tweezers. It's happening. Oh my. Hold your breath. Not too long though. Oh my. It's going to be fine. See, it's good. It's good. Everything's fine. Whew. Yeah, we're doing this live because this is what I would do if I was crafting by myself. And I realized this after. Oh man, I ripped his trousers. It's fine. A little glue will fix it. Whew. Okay, we're good. Oh my, don't rip more. Please don't rip more. Okay, we're good. Phew. Thank you for bearing with me, crafty friends. Oh boy, his pants ripped more. We're good. This is just a series of me going, oh no, oh boy. Okay, we're fine. Okay. I think it's always good to show your mistakes sometimes. Not that this was planned at all, but nobody is perfect in their craft room. Nobody. All right. Just ripping this foam off. And I'm going to save that foam because I can just put some glue on it and I can use it again later. It's fine. Okay. Well, because they're going to be on wobblers, I will need to glue their little present and coffee cup to their hand so it can be part of the wobble, because it would be kind of strange if the object that they were holding was stationary and their bodies were wobbling. Did not think I would say that sentence today, but here we are. You made that in the chat says nice card surgery. That is exactly right. Card surgery. Okay, let's talk about wobblers really fast. I do get questions often online of how do you attach the wobbler and etc. There is not really one right way to put them on. You can put them on with the thicker side touching the object, or you can put the thin side touching the object. What I have found that I like best about wobblers is the actual wobbler effect. So I want it to wobble longer. So the bigger wobblers will wobble longer. Oh my goodness, I have like a mouthful of marbles this morning. But the thicker side, if you put the thicker side toward the object you want to move, your object will wiggle and wobble a little bit more. So I put the thicker side toward my image and I give it a really good press. And I sometimes will use liquid glue, but these little mini wobblers are great. They don't need any liquid glue to attach them. Now I will add liquid glue to the back here because this is going onto a surface that is not even, but my stamped image was flat, so I did not need to put liquid glue there, but I will just put a little there, right about there, and just gently press down. Give it a second, and ta-da, you have a wobbler. If you're a little more cautious than I am, you might want to wait maybe like a minute before you start really wobbling it like crazy, because there was a little liquid glue under there. But I'm sure, as you can tell now, I'm a little bit reckless sometimes in the craft room. It just is my personality. I don't know. Okay, and this one is going onto a smooth area, so I'm not going to put liquid glue on this part. But again, I'm putting the thick side toward the stamped image that I want to wobble and the thin side toward the project. Oh, and I had to do surgery with his little trousers. I forgot. So it ripped and it has a white area on this right side. You can see right there, that's white. That's the core of the paper. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on the back and then just kind of smudge it with my hand. And then simply just rake my finger over there so it is closed. And it just kind of looks like texture, it's not a big deal. If it really bothers you, you can always stamp another one. All right, now for the feet, I don't want the feet to cover up Christmas, but I also don't want him just like floating in the woods. So I'm going to set him right about here. Oh, that is just darling. And then for some of the bigger images like this, I like to kind of lift it up like so, and then just get my fingers under where it connected to the card, and then just really give it a little rub and press around there. There we go. And they wobble. So fun. Okay, now to embellish with gorgeous rhinestones. Like I said, these were from Pajama Crafter Stamps as well. They have a purpley blue tone, so I think it's going to go well with this whole Christmas colors that we've got going on here. And I think I'm going to do 3. Maybe 3 here and maybe 1, 2 over there. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm not loving that placement. What I should do is put the gems on first and then put the glue dots on. So again, I appreciate you bearing with me through this longer video. If you struggle with embellishment placement, some tips that I have heard are as follows. Pardon me. Do odd numbers on your projects, and also have clusters of 3, which I sometimes follow and sometimes I don't, because again, I just kind of do my own thing sometimes. So it's fine. But then also have them go in a direction, like a diagonal of some kind, and that just creates movement on your project. So I'm going to have my embellishments go with this line, and some of them are going to be underneath some of the critters and where they're wobbling, and it's going to be fine. And it won't matter because they can be seen sometimes, and then when it wobbles, you might be able to see it more or less. And then the little ones I find to be just so cute and fun for mailing. The little ones are just a little easier to mail, but the bigger ones are great for adding onto tags or little gift box projects. Hint, hint, I'm going to be doing that very soon and putting that up in November. I'm so excited. So very excited. I went overboard with the embellishments, so we're just going to put them everywhere. I know that I said, make a line, get the movement in. That's one of the elements of art is line and movement. Now I am second guessing myself. Is movement an element of art? It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been teaching that level of an art class. Usually it's how to use a paintbrush with my little kindergartners. Oh, they had so much fun yesterday. They painted a mouse because we read a story about a mouse and a crow. It was called Will You Be My Friend? And the little mouse called the Crow Grump. It's a really cute book. Gorgeous pictures, and it has pictures of real nature, which I always think is fun for kids to see real animals. Oh my, that is embellishment crazy town, but I love it so very much. All this needs now is a card base, which I will do off camera because we've been here for a while. So let's do a fun giveaway, shall we? Let's see. All right, 12 people have gone ahead and done the giveaway. So last chance, if you're just joining us, hello. I'm going to be giving away this stamp set, the UR stamps. So if you would be interested in winning this, put in the chat hashtag stamp. Hashtag stamp. I'm going to give you one last chance. I'm going to scamper over to my living room and grab that project I was talking about. It will take me like 5 seconds. All right, that was more than 5 seconds. I'm so sorry, but had to find it. Okay, so this is the project I made with the stamp set. I used the really big, beautiful, bold one. That is the UR. It has a lot of lovely adjectives to describe someone. You are capable, you are strong, you are beautiful, etc. And then there are some scriptures going around there, which is really fun. And then I just paired it with some stamps or some dies from my stash and some gorgeous pattern paper. But I love this, and this is going to a very special crafty friend who is recovering. So I think you know who you are. Maybe you're watching, maybe you're resting. I hope you're resting and getting better, my friend. Okay, here we go. We're going to do the giveaway part now. All right, can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. I hope so. Okay, we're going to move on and do the giveaway. Here we go. So, are you ready? Here we go. You might see your little face pop up. I see some fun faces that I recognize. Yay! Yvette won. That's so fun. I was just live with Yvette on Monday on Crafty Al's channel. Yay! Yvette, I'm so happy that you won. That's awesome. So like I said, if you did not win, I do have the stamp set linked in the description. So yay, Yvette, if you just want to just message me and I can figure out how to get this to you, that would be so fun. That's so funny that she won and we were just live together. Like I said, this is totally random. So there you have it. Oh, I'm so excited to share with you the fun sneak peeks and such. But like I said, be sure to pop over to Instagram tomorrow. There will be a lovely hop over on the Pajama Crafter Stamps Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel if you have not done that yet. I do have that linked in the description. I know I went over this at the beginning, but some people have joined me since then. So I just want to mention we do have a new design team that is part of the video team. So I would love to just show you some of the new faces that we're bringing on. So you can maybe check them out. There's some great videos already loaded up there on the Pajama Crafter Stamps website. So if you would love to go head over there after we're done, you can check out some of the fun new videos. But of course, we have Joy. She's the owner, one of the owners of Pajama Crafter Stamps. And then myself, hello. And then Annie. Us three have been putting videos up. Us three have been putting up videos up until this point. So we are going to be continuing to put up videos. And then here are 5 new faces of people who are going to be putting up videos on the Pajama Crafter Stamps channel. So there's Carrie and Cheryl, which is AKA Artsy Island Gal. Dana, which is also Divine Goddess. Tiffany. And Von Marie. So we are super excited over here at Pajama Crafter Stamps. And like I said, new release tomorrow. So, you guys are just so kind in the chat. I see a lot of people congratulating Yvette. So that is so, so kind of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining me here today, whether it was on my channel or the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel. I hope you had fun hanging out today here with us. And like I said, be sure to pop over to social media on Instagram tomorrow for that hop, and there'll be another giveaway. And those are always lovely and fun. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye, Crafty.